Hello everyone, how are you? I'm here today because we're gonna go over video editing. So if you guys are here, that's what we're gonna be talking about. And my goal is to do my best to keep it simple because it can be very complicated and complex. But like some people here or some people listening, everyone started at zero, you know? Like a zero experience at whatever they were doing. Like they may have started at zero followers, or someone just said their first time on Zoom on the computer. You know, that's all normal, and we all started zero. No one came out with a bunch of experience, and so like a lot of stuff can take some time and learning, but that's why it's a video. If you're watching like the replay or whatever, you can pause and like start over or watch again or something like that, whatever you feel called to do. But like I'll start simple, but then I'll also share some more complex stuff, which means you just might be at a different level, and that's okay. Like you're at level 1, and maybe I'm sharing level 10, and like you'll get there, and that's okay, right? And some things are simple enough that it's like just a Google search, some things, or like a whatever online search, if you don't use Google. Sometimes it can be simple as that. So I'll just share a couple things. So one is the app that I use now primarily for video editing, and the one that I recommend because it's free, and if you get the pro account, it's like $9 a month, which I do have, and I do think it's worth it. When I first started a video editor, I used a beginner editor, and like I'm still a beginner editor. Whatever you see, like I only know the basics. Like I don't know how to do what Jared does and like how to do special effects, like nothing like that. I'm talking about just take the video and like plug it over here, add some words and like get it up, like not so crazy, right? And the video editor that I started was, free. I mean, I paid for it at first, and then I used it for a while, and they started charging, and I decided to switch from it. But the reason why I switched from that one into CapCut, and why I recommend CapCut for everyone, so CAPCUT, CapCut, is one, simplicity, and like it's just real simple to use and easy, and it's designed on the phone. You could use it on the computer as well. But they took all the best features from TikTok, the video editor in TikTok, and they basically made a video editor app kind of from TikTok. Like they kind of work together if you choose, or it could be separate. But that's actually smart, because I've always said TikTok is a great video editor. It's really smart, and that's the other option you could use as well. You don't want to use CapCut, right? Or whatever. And what it looks like and how to use it. And then also,
we just lost you for a good like 10, 20 seconds.
oh shoot, really?
You're frozen.
Okay.
You said CapCut was why you'd use CapCut, and then you pretty much paused.
Okay. Do you hear me now? Okay, so essentially the reason why CapCut is it's really simple and easy to use, and they created it from TikTok, the editor from TikTok, and that editor is really, really good. So it's really smart that they did that, and I feel that it's just so easy to use and so designed for the phone, right? The one thing that TikTok did well is they really made a great video editor for the phone. So you could use CapCut, which can charge if you choose, or you could use the free version, but you're limited to a couple features or whatever. Or you can use TikTok, make the video on TikTok, and then download that video directly from TikTok. And I can show you how to do that. So I'm all good. We're not cut out there. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to show right now is how to use CapCut and like go over it a little bit, and then how to download videos. Because the whole reason why this even came about is I made a video, and it was from Dave's video, and I used his words, and then I added some pictures and videos and stuff, and I shared it, and I said, yeah, anyone could do this, right? And they're like, well, I don't know if anyone could do this. And they're like, well, we talked about like, hey, let's go over it, right? And so I'm also going to share that too. So that's also a great idea. You might love a video that Dave did and say, hey, maybe I can recreate this. And the reason why I find value in that is because if you share a video from Dave and they don't know anything about Dave, they might just be like, who is this random man, right? But if you share a video that is your voice and your face and your, passion, right? But like his words or some of his words, like it could work really well, right? Because he's like a master with words, right? Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen right now and we're gonna go over CapCut really quick so you can see what it looks like. And keep in mind, if you're use TikTok or you never use TikTok, I do recommend looking at it to just use the video editor part. You don't have to even post anything there. If you make a video, you could post it to private and no one sees it and then download it if you want to. Okay, so sharing the screen. So right now, I'm gonna go to the video editor. It looks, well, you'll see when it opens, but CapCut is the one. Okay, and so when you first open the app, it looks like this. And what I do is I click New Project in the middle. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna automatically go right to all my videos. So right now it's ready to do the new project and it's gonna select the new videos. So let's just say I'll use just an example one. So this is a recent one from Jared. And this is a good example because this is one that I downloaded from Jared. And I'm gonna show you guys how to download like a video, like for like someone else's video and like show you how you can customize it and use it. And just a key thing, if you're doing that, like, adding credit, giving credit, and there's an app that I use that you download and it gives all the credit and it's already automatically saved to your phone, like, and you'll see that in a minute. So let's say I select this one video. You could select multiple, you could select a few videos. It's gonna put it in the order that you choose. So you press add, right? So right here, it adds the video right to it. And down below at the bottom, you have kind of like the timeline. And if I use my finger to scroll across, I just held it down, I can swipe right or left and it just basically scrolls across. And it's just showing me the video. If I press play, it will play the video, right? And so if I want to make any edits, the only there's a lot of features on here and you can get really overwhelmed, but the simple feature that I really love about this one is the caption one. You could do captions for free on Instagram, but you're limited to a minute, or like a minute and a half, but this one you're not limited, right? So let's say I want to add any effects or text or caption to this, it's all at the bottom and it all says what it is, right? Some things you might not know, you're like, what's an overlay? Well, it doesn't matter right now, right? Just what you want to add is a great one is captions. Because the reason why is a lot of people don't listen to their videos in sound. They just read it because they might be in somewhere, they might be doing something, and so they will read it. So you hit captions, and then the option that you want to select is auto captions. So there's a few options. It's just things that you don't really need to know. I don't use any of these other ones. I just use the auto caption one in the middle. And then it gives me the different types of captions and words and fonts and stuff. And you can scroll through the different ones. It plays through like a little example one, so you don't have to like see it. You get like a little sneak peek of what it may look like. And I really like this purple one, this first one, this purple one. So you could choose which one, but keep in mind, this is the pro one. So this is part of the $9 one, like $9 a month. If you choose this, if you scroll, you can find, ones that are not pro and what they look like, and they're different. Okay. But it's just where your budget's at or where your choice is at. So let's say generate this one. I hit generate at the bottom middle. And it takes, depending on how long the video is, this one's, I think, only 30-second video. It generates it that fast. And now it has really good captions and I can scroll through and read it, listen to it, see if it matches up. You know, there's some other customizable stuff, but you know, usually you leave it. The only thing that you might really want to change that's a big issue is if there's a big typo that you're like, okay, that's an obvious typo, like Purium sometimes it gets misspelled, so like I'll fix that. So like if you're looking at the caption right here, you have like it kind of circles that, or like there's a square box. You have an X, which would delete it, a little clipboard thing that would copy it. There's a few other things, but the little pencils edit. Okay, the little pencil guy edit. So if I click the little pencil, I could change a word that's like a typo if it didn't pick it up right correctly. Like if this was supposed to be got instead of get or whatever, you know, I could change it, press check mark, and then good to go. Now, if I like this and I'm like, this is great, this is awesome, I'm gonna hit export at the top right, and it'll download and save to my phone. Now, if I want to continue editing, like let's say I want to add more, like I'm like, well, okay, well, I added this video, and maybe I really want a picture afterwards, or maybe I want another video to continue the story. Maybe I'm trying to tell a story. So I would hit plus, and it'll just take you right back there. It'll take you back to some of your videos. So maybe I add one from the beach, and I add an HD. I mean, I like to make it as high quality as possible. So yeah, whatever, something from the beach. Okay. So then if you like it, you hit export at the top right, and it's going to do this download thingy where it's exporting. And when it's done, it should save to your phone. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to like, once it does that, and then to get on your phone for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason that is, but sometimes that happens. I think if it's big, maybe it's still processing or something. But either way, you hit done, and now you have your video saved. You can go back to previous videos that you made and edit them if you want. And so, yeah, Lauren, there is some of the videos. That's what I used. You know, I took those videos from convention and I put them in here and I added captions and then I uploaded them. And that was pretty much it, right? So that's kind of the gist of it. Honestly, if you need more help, because this is such a popular app, you can look on YouTube and like find like how to do this on CapCut, and there's so many tutorial videos on like more of the nuances and details, but that's all you really need to know. All you really need to know is how to put a couple videos together that you like and add some nice captions, and then you plug it into, you know, Instagram or Facebook, and maybe add a sound to it if you want to add a sound, you know, or music to it if that fits your vibe. It just depends. And that's pretty much it for just basic video editing. I want to share how to download well, let's real quick. I'll exit out of this. Any kind of questions on that? Let me see how to exit out of this. I don't know how. Go back to the Zoom. Stop share. Okay. Is there any questions? I wasn't looking. Did you see anything, Kimberly?
Hi.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was doing live on Facebook and I totally didn't even I forgot, I wasn't paying attention to the time. But I do know how to use CapCut, thank goodness. But did I miss you explaining how to put music on to CapCut from our phone? Because I don't know how to get any phone on my music to put onto CapCut.
How to add the music to the CapCut? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay, I'll show real quick. Let's see.
Did he go over that?
No, I didn't. So
cool.
That's okay. That's a good question. Yeah. So music. So sometimes for the music, because Instagram has such great options, you know, I might use their music, right? But if I was, let's say, I'll go back to that, or let's say that whatever recent project that I did. If you see in the bottom, you have the audio, and then you have sounds. You have a bunch of sounds here, right? So this is where you can search. You can search a certain artist that you like, a certain style. trending music, poppy music. You know, maybe you're like, I want a travel vlog style. I'm doing a vloggy thingy. So I want some vloggy music in the background, right? Or whatever. Let's say you add the vlog music, and let's say you listen to it. I think I used this one recently, actually. I really like this one, the inspirational pop rock. That's the one I used on that video, on the day video. So like you have it, and then what you do is you listen to it, and sometimes it's way too loud. Like that music is so much louder than your voice. So you just tap the volume button, and then you could lower that one down and listen to it again. Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? Right. And then if you find the right volume, you might be like, okay, I need to turn up my volume, and you might need to click that up, find where that is, right? So does that answer the question for how to add sound?
Yes, I believe so. I just know I've tried doing that before, and they don't have as wide of a range of music like as Instagram, obviously.
Yep, that's the thing, right? And so like you'll find so much more because they have like the licensing with Instagram or whatever they do to get the music there. So you might find this has an option that you like if it's something that you just want, like this inspirational pop, like something simple, right? Or if you want something more like a specific song from like an artist that you like, you might find that on Instagram better.
Just use Instagram then. Okay, perfect. Then that was
Yeah,
helpful.
it really depends. Yeah, like, and even
Right.
you might use TikTok, and you might find a sound that you like there different. And like sometimes the sounds on TikTok might just be like words, someone saying something, and you might like that. Like I just did one. The one at the beach was Zach Bush talking like about gut health, and just me at the beach with my setup, but it was a sound that was from TikTok. I mean, that was from Instagram, but it could have been from TikTok because they have them like that too. Okay, we have another question here, I think.
Yeah, so like Lauren said, if you can't find music that you like from the CapCut and want to use this video on TikTok, you're still able to use the TikTok music.
Yeah, because what you do is you download it to your phone. So when I'm hitting export, I'm saving that to my phone. So when I go to the TikTok or the Instagram, I'm using that video that's in my phone, and I'm putting it into the Instagram or whatever. But it already has some edits. So it's like it's almost like you do some edits here and then do some edits there. Like, and that's kind of what's happening, right?
Okay, yeah, that's cool. All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So is that it for questions here that we have? I cannot figure out how to stop share easily. Let's see. Back to Zoom. Back to Zoom. Okay. So that's it for the questions there. So now I'm going to share, like, let's say you find something that you like, and you're like, I want that video. Like, how do I get that video in my phone? Right? So now like you create something, like, how do you get that? You might take that video that you like, and then now I'm going to add captions to it, right? Or I'm going to add, maybe I'm going to add my pictures to that video, right? So I'll show you that as an example. Okay, so let's say Vimeo, for example. Let's say we're in Vimeo, because that's where like the Purium videos are, right? And let's say the Farm to Family, let's do that one. Farm to Family, and I did this too. I downloaded the Farm to Family video. Let's see. Let's see if it shows up. This is another way. If that doesn't work, this is what I literally do. Farm to Family video, Vimeo. Or I can go to the Boards app. There's other ways, but like this is a way, that I can get to the video that I want. So here's the video, and it does go. I mean, I don't know why I didn't search it the first time, but here it is. And so now this video is great if you haven't seen it, but let's say I want to download this video to my phone because I want to share this maybe on my YouTube, right? And that's what I did. I downloaded this video, and I just had me in the beginning. I just filmed myself doing a brief intro about this video and what it means to me. And then boom, I let the video play, and that was my Like that's the video that I share now when I share this video, is me talking right before this video. So I hit share, and then I hit, automatically it goes right to copy link. So I hit copy the link. So now I have the link copied. And I mean, there's ways to download it directly too. Like if you find that, or if you have Vimeo, like you already have an app or a whatever it's called with Vimeo, like an account, you might be able to download it directly. But this is another way. Okay, so this is an app called, well, see, this one doesn't work. So look, this is a good example. So sometimes these apps don't work. This is an app that I downloaded to download Vimeo videos, but it doesn't work, right? So I have another one that's similar, right? And I'll see if this one doesn't work or if this one works. And if it doesn't, this is an example of this is a normal occurrence, right? So sometimes these ones have whatever weird ads that you got to get rid of, and that's why they're free. Like, so you copy the link once you get those ads out, you copy and paste the link into your app, and then it will give you the option to download. So they're all a little bit different. I'll show you another one. So this one has a little arrow right here, a green arrow, and you gives you the option to download it. Okay, so I'm gonna do HD, which is 720p, and I hit download, and it starts to download the video. So now this is gonna go into my phone when this finishes. Now, if you're like, well, wait, how do I get that? If you're on, I mean, I have Android, but if you're on Apple, the same thing. You just go to your app store, Video Downloader, as an example, and it'll give you a few examples. And like sometimes they change, sometimes they don't work. Sometimes you got to get a different one. Sometimes I'll look at like, okay, which one, like this one's 10 million downloads and 4.4 stars. That would be a good option, right? As far as one to download. And then you download it, and well, it should be done, but maybe it's done because I left it. But either way, it'll download to your phone. I don't know exactly if this one did, but I can find out if it did. But once it's in your phone, that's one example of a way to get a video, right? If you want a Vimeo video, and like I showed you, there's different apps. You just have to search the one that works for your phone. If you want to download a Facebook video, it's the same kind of thing. This is a Facebook one, and you would just copy the link the same way from the Facebook video. Hit share, you copy the link, and you would paste the link in here, and then press download, and it'll download into your phone. I'm going to show you the Instagram one because I use this one the most. And this one is like, how you say, really good because it gives you the words of the person that was typing, what they wrote, and also it gives you the credit for the person. So for example, if I want to download my own video, again, I do this sometimes. If I have a video, I'm like, shoot, I can't find that video, but I want to use it. I'll download my own video. I'll hit share and then copy link because you need the link. And it'll take you, I'll go to the Instagram one. This is a very common one. It's repost for Instagram. There's several. There's Regram for Instagram, repost for Instagram. And once I open it, it automatically starts the process. It just started. It's weird. That's just the way the app is. And it literally throws you into an ad, right? And so this ad runs for whatever, a few seconds or whatever, and then there'll be an exit, you exit out of it. Like each ad, you know how ads are, each ad is a little bit different. And there's a pro account. You could pay for it if you want, but then let it go, hit the X. I didn't press anything, hit the X, and now it's available. So what happens is it shows the video, and then the bottom left, it hits, I have a save. This takes it to my phone, and it automatically copies the words that I wrote as well. So if I go to make a new post, let's say I'm going to make a brand new post on Facebook using that video that I just downloaded. I'll click the video or the picture thing. That video's right there. And also it's in good quality too. It usually downloads it in good quality. And look at that farm to family video did download too. So that one downloaded as well. So if I click on this video right here and I paste what it reposted, it said reposted from Kevin Luna, and everything that I wrote automatically was saved in my clipboard. Yeah, space on the phone is very valuable. I also have a extra space on my laptop, like an external hard drive, and it's worth it. It's not even that expensive, and it's really worth it. Okay, so that's just some basics on downloading a video and sharing a video. So I'm gonna exit out of here for a second and see, because I wasn't reading any questions or anything. Was there any questions or anything else that you guys had for this right here? I'm looking at the comments. Yeah, it's similar to TikTok because it's basically copying TikTok. Okay, so how did I make the video? You have a hand up? Yeah, go ahead.
I think you're going to talk about it next. You're going to talk about doing a voiceover on top of Dave's video now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a little bit more complicated, and that I did the way I did it that way was the first time I did it that way, right? But I imagine there's multiple ways that you can do it. So essentially, the video that Dave had, there's a video, right? Any video, think of a video, the farm to family, whatever video you think of. The video that I did was one of his newer ones. He has a lot of newer ones where he has him talking, he's sitting down, and there's pictures of people in the background, there's videos. It's like kind of like a B-roll is what they call it, like background footage of what the person is talking about, kind of, right? So if Dave's talking about people eating, healthy foods, there'll be like pictures of people eating healthy foods at the same time, right? So that video, I was like, well, it's not all Dave talking. Like when he was talking, I thought I could add in pictures of me, pictures of our team over on top, over him talking, right? Was like what I thought about. And then I thought about his words that he was saying now, and I was like, I don't want it, because I don't want it to be his voice. I want it to be my voice, right? It's like, I want it to be my voice. And so, I mean, you could write down every single thing that he said, and that would take a lot of time, right? And that's not what I did. What I did is I literally Googled video or convert video to text. And there's a bunch of options, and I could go through this screen share with you right now and go through Google and go through a few options. But I mean, I might do that in just a second real quick to give you an example. But what you'll find is there's several sponsored ones, right? And I skip the sponsored ones, like just go down to the free ones and type in free as well. Free video converter to text. And you might have to go through a few different ones. You might have to rewrite it a little bit different. You might have to write video, convert transcribe or transcribe video, or something like that, right? So I'll give you I'll just do an example of one, because I did this right before the call to just make sure that it works again. Double check. So if I just do a basic Google search, right? Look, I was doing it. So let's say free or convert free video to text, right? I mean, it kind of doesn't really make sense, but whatever. It's maybe good enough, right? To get what we're trying to say. So I scrolled down, and there was one that I did use, this one. You could write it down if you want. It's really easy to remember, but I found this one works. And there's probably several others that work too, because there's like so many options of this. But Zamzar, Z-A-M-Z-A-R, that's one that I found free that works. So if I click on this right here, it opens up, and it's an online thing. So it's not like an app, and like it may have ads potentially. So if you click on it and you go to however your phone looks to get your videos, because I know each phone's different. Let's say that farm to family video. This one maybe is a little bit too big. Okay, so this one is a longer video. So this, you might have to find one that does free longer ones, but I'll do one that's shorter. Because it said like, it was just, that was a big video. So I may need to make the video smaller. And that's another thing, you can Google how to, make a video smaller. If you need to, if that's like the issue that you're running into. If in this situation, because you're just looking for the sound. So it doesn't really matter about the quality of the video. You can make it crappy quality if you're just looking to get or not the sound, you're just looking to get the text out of it. So this one I hit converting, and it's going through the converting process right now. And then it's gonna give you like a little text file in a minute. It should show up, and it gives you a little text thing. Let's see. Yeah, right here. So download this text, and then I open it, and it gave me the text of that video, right? And so what I did is I copied this whole thing, and I sent it to myself. So like I will send like to myself, I send messages. I don't know if you talk to yourself, but I have a really good conversations with myself. And right here, now all I did was read it. So in this situation, to make this type of video, and the way that I did it is I had two phones, or you could have one on your computer. I know this sounds weird, but I had two phones, and I held the recording button on one, and then I read it. Okay, so I'll show you on the CapCut how to record your voice. You could do this on almost all the video editors have a voice. You could record your voice, right? Like a voiceover. So if I go back to CapCut, and I'll just go to my project, or any project, and I go to, let's see where it is. Audio, I believe it's an audio. Yeah, so audio, all the way to the right, you have record. So if I press record, and I hold this button down, it's gonna record everything that I say. So I held the button down with one phone, and I held the other phone, and I just read through exactly what it said. And then it was good, and I lined up. I did it maybe the first time. At the very end, I messed up. But if I make a mistake, I just go through. I listen through, and I'm like, oh shoot, I made a mistake right here. And I tap on it. Let me see where it is. I tap on it. It should have a split option. Oh, right here. If you tap on it, you press split, and it splits it into two. And then you highlight the part. Maybe if you messed up on this middle part, you just delete this. So it's like almost scissors. Imagine scissors, you just cut the ribbon, and imagine the audio is the ribbon and the little audio file. I just cut that part out, and then I can go right to the beginning, and I go back to record, and I press record, and I can re-record over that part, the mistake that I made, right? And so that was me recording, and then like, here's a new line, or a new voice, voiceover 2, right? So anyways, that's a little bit complex, I know. A little bit more details for sure. However, like that, another way you could do is you could just write it all down if you really want it, or you use the technology to get the text for you, and then you just read it with your voiceover. I'm trying to get back right now. All right, so yeah, so questions on that? So helpful. I see your face, Kimberly. What's going through your mind?
I'm just excited to be able to have the replay and do it side by side. There's no way that we could just watch it like this.
No, yeah.
Record it.
Think about this too. So when I did that, like I was just really focused. I was like, this is great. I love this video that he made. I'm gonna take some time and make this, and I said, I got to download it first. I liked that video. And then I was like, okay, I want to I want to get the video, I want to get everything that he said, but I'm not going to write it all down. So I did that, right? And then I put it there, and then I read through it, right? Took the voiceover and I read through it. And then in that video, there's just parts where Dave's talking, and I just use the video. There's a option where you can just add another picture and you just put it on top, right? So you just add the picture or the video right on top of where the person is speaking. And I just added pictures. We just had the convention and all these pictures. I just had the recent stuff. You know, I made a few posts recently. I didn't even go too deep into my phone. It was just really recent stuff, pictures, you know, some before and after shots that I had, a couple videos from us doing yoga at the event, just really simple stuff that was in alignment with what was being spoken about. And it took me maybe an hour, you know, to focus on that and do it. But that video is a great video that's going to last forever, and just something that you could be reshared so many times, you know. And that's the way I view these videos, is when you make, you know, how even Kimberly and you know, you have so many videos that you use over and over that are just so great, you know, that you save in your documents, and you save in your Adobe Spark files, right? And just the same way is like this, to me, it's a great video. That video that I made was 3 minutes. It only took me 3 minutes. I mean, it's 3 minutes long, and it explains the 90-day process really well, and why it's important to do a 90-day. So I just have different videos for different situations, you know. Like I have one with me explaining the ultimate lifestyle transformation, plus brain, which is really great because that's my favorite ULT, is the ULT plus brain. And I have just one me explaining the business, how to get started, right? You know, you have my story, what's my story video, and then like what's the 90-day, how does that work? And then there's just a few you know, we have all these testimonials of individual stories, right, of like these certain ones, but these are like the main, like what goes first. And what I notice is sometimes people like, I can have a video that I like and it'll stay for a year and it's great. But what happens is you evolve and we evolve and our story evolves and things change and they modify, and maybe a year later you make another one, you know. So you spend 1 hour make a great video, if it takes you an hour, right? And that can last for a year. That's the way that I look at it, you know. And the value of having your video, I think, like one of you, like we talked about in the very beginning, is like, honestly, like people do buy Purium, but they really buy you first, you know, and they really want to work with you, and they really want that relationship with you, and you are the business. Like Jay-Z said, I'm the business, man. Like you are the business woman, right? And like, and so if you're the business, it best comes like ideally from your mouth, you know, sharing your story and why you like the ULT, or what your favorite products are, how to start the business, right? And we all have, everyone here for sure has Zoom. Like even the Zoom, like the free Zoom, you just press the record button on there and just start talking to the camera. We all have this guy, you know, we all have this one that can record a video at any time, you know, a brand new one. Like, hey, I just want to share, like, that's why I'm like, I'm going to make this video about the ULT only, you know? So that's what the video, like I think about it before. It's not just like, you know, some people are like, oh, I'm just making another random live, you know, just my random day. Those are fine. But like, you're like, I'm making a dedicated video for this purpose, right? And so I think you could use this information for that to make it good, you know, and then you have it for a year. Like you don't have to overwhelm it. It doesn't mean you have to do it all the time. I hated video editing forever. It took me a long time to be like, embrace it and use it and just like use it for good, you know, even though, you know, it's like, it took some time, like really. And like all this stuff takes time. So it's just be patient with yourself and watch this stuff over again and be patient with like, hey, I'll learn a little feature and just look it up on YouTube, you know, and just be patient with that process too. Cause I spent a lot of time on that, you know, like how do I do this and how do I do that? But that's okay, you know, like it's good, it's fine. Like everyone thinks they're just gonna I should know this. I should master this. Like, why? Like, did you learn the first time you drove a car, even though you've been in a car so many times, it was hard and you were probably lost and confused and like almost got an accident or gotten several accidents, right? And so, like, same thing with this. Like, I didn't know nothing about any of this stuff. Like, I just looking and watching and YouTube search and Google's learning a little bit here and there. This is a little bit here and there, you know? Like, this is just a little bit of it.